It slipped. The weapon fell, fast, loud. But she caught it mid-air like muscle memory. No flinch. No reaction. Just reflex. And that's what scared them most. Lieutenant Commander Diana "Ghost" Santos had been assigned to Naval Special Warfare Training Center in Coronado for exactly 19 weeks. At 5 feet 8 inches with dark auburn hair pulled back in regulation style and sharp green eyes that seemed to track movement with predatory precision, she moved through her medical duties with the kind of controlled efficiency that made her presence both calming and somehow unsettling. She carried her medical equipment with practiced ease, treated injuries with expert clinical care, and maintained the supportive presence that characterized dedicated military nurses. To the SEAL candidates and training staff, she was simply their assigned medical officer, competent, caring, and completely professional in her medical role. What made Lieutenant Commander Santos particularly effective, though few recognized it at the time, was her uncanny ability to react to sudden movements and falling objects with reflexes that seemed almost preternatural. During chaotic training scenarios, she would catch equipment before it hit the ground without appearing to look. During weapons handling exercises, she demonstrated hand-eye coordination that allowed her to intercept dropped items with ease that defied explanation. During high-stress situations, she maintained composure while displaying reaction speeds that suggested training far beyond medical education. Her medical bay was organized with military precision that exceeded standard requirements. Every piece of equipment had its designated place. Every medical procedure was executed with obsessive attention to detail, and every emergency response was coordinated with efficiency that impressed even senior medical officers. But there were subtle differences that most people overlooked. Reaction speeds that seemed to bypass normal human reflexes, hand-eye coordination that appeared almost supernatural, and a personal readiness that seemed to come from training far beyond medical education. The candidates knew her through routine medical encounters and growing curiosity. "Ma'am," when they required medical attention, Lieutenant Commander Santos, when discussing her professional capabilities, or Doc Santos, in everyday conversation. None of them had questioned her background beyond standard medical training, though many had noticed she possessed unusually sharp reflexes and seemed to move with precision that exceeded typical medical officer coordination. But extraordinary reflexes often remain hidden until critical moments demand their revelation, especially when they involve people whose specialized training remains carefully concealed behind compassionate professional assignments. Welcome to Silent Salute, where we uncover the extraordinary stories hiding behind ordinary military assignments. Before we dive into this incredible tale, tell us in the comments which country you're watching from today. And if you believe that true muscle memory never fades, hit that subscribe button to support our channel. We're honored to share these remarkable stories with you. Naval Special Warfare Training Center in the winter of 2023 was operating under enhanced weapons safety protocols that required constant vigilance during firearms training and handling procedures. Home to the most elite naval warrior training programs in the world, the facility implemented comprehensive safety measures that protected personnel while maintaining realistic training that prepared candidates for actual combat conditions. The medical support required for such intensive weapons training was comprehensive, demanding, and absolutely critical for maintaining both candidate safety and training effectiveness. The daily rhythm at Coronado was carefully orchestrated around weapons training that tested both safety consciousness and tactical proficiency. Morning brought firearms familiarization and safety training that established foundational weapons handling skills. Midday featured tactical weapons instruction that emphasized safe handling under stress, including live-fire exercises, weapon transitions, and malfunction drills that tested safety protocols under realistic conditions. Afternoon included specialized weapons training that built operational capabilities while maintaining absolute safety standards, such as close-quarters combat with firearms, tactical reloading, and weapon retention techniques. Evening brought weapons maintenance and safety reinforcement that prepared candidates for the next day's advanced training. Through it all, Lieutenant Commander Santos provided medical support with steady professionalism that had characterized her entire assignment. Her medical expertise was universally respected, her emergency response capabilities were unquestioned, and her ability to handle any medical situation that arose during training impressed instructors and candidates alike. She could treat weapons-related injuries while maintaining awareness of ongoing firearms activities, coordinate medical response during live-fire exercises without compromising safety protocols, and provide medical oversight for dangerous weapons training while demonstrating awareness that exceeded medical oversight requirements. The training environment at Coronado was deliberately designed to test candidate weapons handling under realistic stress while maintaining absolute safety standards that protected personnel from accidental harm. Every exercise included elements that tested their ability to maintain safe weapons handling while performing complex tactical operations under pressure. Lieutenant Commander Santos had established herself as more than exceptional medical support. She had become a presence who somehow seemed immune to the chaos and sudden movements that characterized intensive weapons training. Her ability to maintain composure while processing multiple simultaneous weapons activities impressed instructors and candidates alike. She could anticipate medical needs during weapons training, position herself to avoid weapons-related hazards that others didn't recognize, and coordinate with training staff in ways that demonstrated weapons awareness that exceeded medical oversight requirements. The candidates had formed clear impressions about her role and capabilities that went beyond medical expertise. She was outstanding medical support who understood the unpredictable nature of weapons training environments. Her medical knowledge was comprehensive, her safety awareness was remarkable, and her ability to react to sudden developments was exceptional. But she also possessed something that seemed almost mystical: reflexes and coordination that allowed her to respond to falling weapons and equipment with speed that exceeded human expectations. Her interactions with candidates revealed capabilities that exceeded medical requirements. During medical treatment sessions, she demonstrated hand coordination that impressed even candidates with extensive weapons training backgrounds. During weapons training observations, she showed reaction speeds that enhanced both safety and tactical learning. During conversations about weapons handling, she displayed understanding of firearms and safety that suggested specialized training beyond medical education. Among the candidates was Petty Officer First Class Marcus "Trigger" Martinez, a former Marine infantry veteran who'd served multiple combat deployments and had extensive weapons training before applying for SEAL training. Martinez was highly respected by his fellow candidates for his weapons expertise and safety consciousness, and his observations of Lieutenant Commander Santos reflected growing recognition of her unusual capabilities. Doc Santos has the fastest reflexes around weapons I've seen outside of professional shooters, Martinez had mentioned to his swim buddy during their 18th week. Her reaction speeds and weapon awareness exceed most combat personnel I've served with. She moves around firearms like someone who's been trained in advanced weapons handling. Martinez's observation was more accurate than he realized. Lieutenant Commander Santos's reflexes around weapons weren't developed through medical training. They were specialized capabilities developed through training programs that most medical personnel never encounter. Her weapons awareness came from proven experience in situations where split-second reactions to falling weapons meant survival. Seaman First Class Jake "Safety" Thompson, who'd served as a Navy weapons specialist and had extensive firearms training before SEAL training, offered his perspective on Lieutenant Commander Santos's exceptional abilities. Some medical officers develop enhanced reflexes through specialized training or weapons familiarization programs. Doc Santos's coordination and weapon awareness suggest extensive training in firearms handling or maybe specialized security assignments. But Thompson's theory, while logical, couldn't fully explain the specific type of reflexes and weapons awareness Lieutenant Commander Santos displayed, the kind that suggested not just weapons training, but proven effectiveness in situations where weapon handling capabilities had been tested under actual high-stakes conditions. There were details that, in retrospect, should have raised questions about her weapons training. During observations of firearms instruction, she demonstrated understanding of weapons principles that exceeded medical oversight requirements. During equipment handling around weapons, she displayed coordination that suggested extensive experience with firearms rather than basic military training. During conversations about weapons safety, she provided insights that indicated specialized knowledge of advanced weapons handling techniques. Her physical conditioning around weapons exceeded what most medical officers maintained, often demonstrating reflexes and coordination that matched elite weapons specialists. Her tactical movement during weapons training suggested training in firearms handling that exceeded medical education. Her threat scanning during weapons activities indicated experience in environments where constant weapons awareness and immediate response were required for survival. Chief Petty Officer David Arsenal Stevens, a 26-year SEAL veteran who served as weapons training instructor and held expert qualifications in multiple firearms, had noticed these details more than most. "There's something different about Lieutenant Commander Santos," he'd mentioned to the training officer during their weekly briefing. "Her reflexes and weapons awareness suggest specialized training that exceeds medical education. Her coordination around firearms indicates proven experience in advanced weapons handling." Stevens' assessment identified the key characteristic that distinguished Lieutenant Commander Santos from other medical officers. Her weapons capabilities consistently exceeded what medical training would provide. Her reflexes suggested proven training in situations where weapons handling was essential for mission success, and her interaction with weapons training personnel reflected knowledge that came from specialized experience rather than academic study. Master Sergeant Tom "Gunsmith" Wilson, who had 30 years of special operations experience and had trained with some of the military's most skilled weapons specialists, had also observed Lieutenant Commander Santos's unusual capabilities. "She possesses weapons awareness that exceeds medical personnel," Wilson had told the training commander during their monthly assessment meeting. "Her reflexes and coordination around firearms suggest she's been trained in weapons handling that has been tested under actual operational conditions." Wilson's observation reflected recognition that Lieutenant Commander Santos's abilities exceeded medical officer qualifications and suggested specialized training that had been proven effective under actual weapons handling situations. The incident that would reveal everything occurred during Week 19, when a routine weapons training exercise would encounter an equipment mishap that would force Lieutenant Commander Santos to demonstrate capabilities that would shock everyone who witnessed them. The training exercise was designed to test candidate weapons handling under realistic conditions while maintaining absolute safety protocols. The scenario included multiple weapons stations with various firearms that required safe handling, tactical reloading, and malfunction clearance under time pressure. Lieutenant Commander Santos was providing medical oversight for the weapons training, positioned in the central training area where she could monitor candidate activities while maintaining readiness to respond to weapons-related injuries. Her role required coordination with range safety officers while maintaining tactical awareness of weapons handling throughout the exercise. During the most complex phase of the exercise, a candidate was transitioning between weapons stations when a critical equipment failure created a dangerous situation that tested every aspect of safety training and emergency response. As the candidate was moving from one station to another, his tactical sling malfunctioned, causing his loaded rifle to slip from his grasp and begin falling toward the concrete floor. The weapon was falling at an angle that would result in impact that could cause accidental discharge, creating immediate danger to multiple personnel in the training area. The falling weapon was traveling at high velocity toward impact that would occur within milliseconds. The angle and weight made interception extremely difficult, and the candidate was positioned in a way that prevented him from recovering the weapon before impact. Every person in the training area faced the same horrific realization simultaneously. A loaded weapon was about to impact concrete in a way that could cause accidental discharge with potentially lethal consequences. Except for Lieutenant Commander Santos. While everyone else was recognizing the developing danger and beginning to react, Lieutenant Commander Santos was already moving with reflexes and precision that seemed to defy physical laws. Her response to the falling weapon was instantaneous and revealed capabilities that shocked everyone who witnessed them. Moving with speed that seemed supernatural, she intercepted the weapon's fall with precise timing and coordination that indicated extensive weapons training far beyond medical education. Using techniques that demonstrated master-level weapons handling, Lieutenant Commander Santos caught the falling rifle with expertise that prevented impact while maintaining safe weapons orientation throughout the interception. Her weapon handling was flawless, demonstrating capabilities that exceeded what most weapons specialists could achieve under ideal conditions. The weapon was secured and the danger eliminated before any harm could occur, accomplished through reflexes and weapons expertise that exceeded anything the candidates or instructors had imagined possible from medical personnel. The entire sequence had lasted less than 2 seconds, but it demonstrated weapons capabilities that exceeded the understanding of everyone who witnessed them. The training area fell into absolute silence as personnel processed what they had just observed. Their medical officer had just caught a falling loaded weapon with reflexes and expertise that exceeded the capabilities of most weapons specialists. Doc Santos just caught a falling rifle with weapons handling that exceeds most firearms instructors, Martinez said quietly to his teammates. Her reflexes and weapon awareness suggest training that far exceeds medical education. Chief Stevens, who had witnessed the entire weapons handling sequence, recognized that Lieutenant Commander Santos's performance revealed background that exceeded anything he had suspected. Lieutenant Commander Santos, Stevens said with obvious respect and amazement, your weapons handling and reflexes suggest specialized training that exceeds most military personnel. Your ability to intercept that falling weapon indicates proven firearms experience at expert levels. Lieutenant Commander Santos's response began to provide insight into training that most medical personnel never receive. Chief Stevens' previous assignments required medical personnel to develop weapons capabilities when operational situations demanded firearms proficiency. Medical support in certain environments often requires weapons training that exceeds standard medical education. But Stevens recognized that Lieutenant Commander Santos's explanation, while accurate, didn't fully reveal the extent of her weapons training or the specialized background that had enabled such extraordinary firearms performance. Later that afternoon, Stevens received authorization to access classified personnel records that revealed information explaining Lieutenant Commander Santos's exceptional weapons capabilities and specialized background. The classified records disclosed that Lieutenant Commander Santos had earned expert qualifications in multiple firearms disciplines before entering medical training. Her specialized education included instruction in advanced weapons handling that was designed for personnel who operated in environments where firearms proficiency was essential for survival. Her true background included training with some of the military's most elite weapons instructors, specializing in firearms applications that were used by personnel who faced genuine combat situations requiring advanced weapons skills. Her weapons expertise had been proven effective in actual operational scenarios during previous assignments that required both medical skills and firearms proficiency. The records revealed that Lieutenant Commander Santos had been selected for specialized training that integrated medical expertise with weapons mastery, preparing her to function as both trauma specialist and weapons expert during operations that required personnel who could provide medical care while maintaining advanced firearms capabilities. Stevens immediately requested a private meeting with Lieutenant Commander Santos to discuss her weapons background and specialized training, understanding that her capabilities represented training and experience that exceeded most military personnel. Lieutenant Commander Santos, Stevens said during their private conversation, learning about your weapons background explains everything we observed about your firearms capabilities and reflexes. Your weapons expertise exceeds most active military personnel. Lieutenant Commander Santos accepted the opportunity to discuss her background and the specialized training that had prepared her for integrated medical and weapons operations. Chief Stevens, the training I received was designed to prepare medical personnel for environments where conventional medical support wasn't sufficient and advanced weapons skills were essential for mission success. Over the following days, more details about Lieutenant Commander Santos's background began to emerge through official channels and conversations with personnel who had clearance to discuss her classified weapons training. Her weapons experience was extraordinary, even by military standards, and her firearms expertise had contributed to mission success during operations that required both medical excellence and advanced weapons capabilities. Her training encompassed proven effectiveness in actual weapons handling situations that had tested her firearms abilities under genuine operational conditions. What we're learning, Stevens explained to his weapons training staff during a classified briefing, is that Lieutenant Commander Santos represents weapons capabilities that integrate firearms mastery with medical expertise. Her training demonstrates how medical personnel can be prepared to function as both medical specialists and weapons experts. Her assignment to SEAL training was designed to provide medical support that could also enhance weapons training through her firearms expertise, while evaluating candidate development from the perspective of someone who had proven both medical and weapons capabilities under actual operational conditions. Upon learning about the candidate's recognition of her weapons capabilities, Lieutenant Commander Santos worked with the training staff to develop enhanced weapons training that incorporated lessons learned from her actual firearms experience and weapons operations. The training I received, Lieutenant Commander Santos explained to the candidates during a special weapons safety session, taught me that effective weapons handling requires reflexes and skills that can function under actual operational conditions. Firearms proficiency often requires immediate response to weapon malfunctions and safety situations using techniques that have been proven effective in real-world applications. Her enhanced weapons training scenarios included realistic safety response situations where candidates had to apply firearms techniques under actual pressure, weapons coordination exercises that tested their ability to maintain safety while handling multiple weapons systems, and reflex training that developed the split-second response capabilities required for advanced weapons handling. The weapons training instructors who learned about Lieutenant Commander Santos's firearms background became eager students of her weapons expertise. Her firearms experience was integrated with their weapons training knowledge, creating educational opportunities that reflected the complex skills required for actual weapons proficiency under operational conditions. Working with Lieutenant Commander Santos, Stevens told the candidates, demonstrates why effective weapons training requires firearms capabilities that have been proven under actual operational conditions. Her weapons mastery represents the highest standards of firearms excellence that define advanced weapons proficiency. The candidates quickly learned that Lieutenant Commander Santos's weapons experience provided insights that enhanced every aspect of their firearms training. Her understanding of advanced weapons handling, safety response, and firearms applications under pressure created learning opportunities that exceeded anything available through conventional weapons instruction. Martinez, who had recognized Lieutenant Commander Santos's exceptional reflexes, became one of her most dedicated students. "Ma'am, your weapons mastery has completely changed how I understand firearms capabilities. Your proven effectiveness under actual operational conditions provides insights into weapons proficiency that we could never develop through conventional training." Thompson, who had theorized about her specialized background, gained new appreciation for weapons expertise applied to military operations. "Lieutenant Commander Santos, your firearms capabilities that I attributed to specialized training. Now I understand they came from weapons mastery that has been proven effective under genuine operational conditions." Stevens, who had recognized her weapons potential, found his assessment confirmed beyond his expectations. "Ma'am, working with you has shown me that the most effective weapons training comes from instructors whose firearms capabilities have been tested under actual operational situations." The enhanced weapons training programs that Lieutenant Commander Santos developed were eventually adopted throughout Naval Special Warfare Command, establishing new standards for firearms proficiency that prepared SEAL operators for weapons handling using proven techniques. Her methods influenced weapons training worldwide and enhanced the effectiveness of firearms skills under actual operational conditions. Her weapons expertise became a symbol of the integration of medical excellence with firearms mastery that defined comprehensive operational readiness. Her training methods demonstrated how specialized skills could be integrated to achieve capabilities that exceeded what either medical or weapons training could accomplish independently. The story of Lieutenant Commander Santos's revealed weapons background became legendary at the training facility, shared with new classes as an example of how extraordinary firearms capabilities often serve through assignments that conceal specialized weapons training behind medical responsibilities. The most important lesson you can learn here, weapons instructors would tell new candidates, is that firearms mastery often comes in unexpected forms. The person providing your medical support might be someone who's achieved weapons excellence that exceeds most military personnel. Years later, when Lieutenant Commander Santos transitioned to other assignments, her legacy lived on in the enhanced weapons training programs she developed and in the understanding that true firearms excellence often requires maintaining readiness while serving through whatever assignments best support current operational requirements. Her story reminded everyone that in naval special warfare, as throughout the special operations community, the most dangerous assumptions are those made about medical personnel who seem to fit perfectly into support roles, because the most exceptional weapons experts are often those who choose to serve through assignments that hide their extraordinary firearms accomplishments behind compassionate professional responsibilities. Lieutenant Commander Santos's revealed weapons background became synonymous with the understanding that firearms excellence represents capabilities that continue serving through whatever assignments best support current operational requirements. Her example demonstrated that the most effective military training is often enhanced by personnel whose specialized weapons expertise remains carefully concealed behind routine professional duties. The moment when she had caught the falling weapon with perfect reflexes had lasted only seconds, but its impact continued for years, reminding everyone that extraordinary weapons capabilities often hide behind medical assignments, and that the people trusted with medical responsibilities may be the ones with the most proven firearms expertise to share about weapons proficiency when critical moments demand advanced skills. The sight of a loaded weapon being intercepted mid-fall by expert handling techniques had demonstrated not just individual capability, but broader understanding of how specialized training creates readiness that transcends official assignments. Lieutenant Commander Santos's willingness to serve through medical assignments showed that true weapons mastery continues through whatever roles best serve current operational requirements. The enhanced weapons training protocols that emerged from Lieutenant Commander Santos's firearms experience created new standards for weapons proficiency that recognized the value of training informed by actual operational weapons handling using proven techniques. Her methods were studied and implemented across multiple special operations services, establishing her as a pioneer in integrated weapons education. The candidates who trained under Lieutenant Commander Santos's enhanced programs consistently demonstrated superior weapons capabilities, safety response, and firearms proficiency compared to candidates trained under conventional methods. Her influence on weapons training extended far beyond the specific incident that had revealed her firearms background. Martinez, who had recognized her exceptional reflexes, eventually completed SEAL training and became a weapons instructor himself. Throughout his career, he credited Lieutenant Commander Santos's example with teaching him that weapons excellence requires maintaining readiness regardless of current assignment. Lieutenant Commander Santos didn't just teach me about firearms handling, Martinez would tell his students years later. She taught me that true weapons masters are always ready to respond when weapons emergencies emerge, regardless of their current responsibilities. Thompson, who had theorized about her specialized background, also completed SEAL training and advanced to weapons specialist positions. His experience learning Lieutenant Commander Santos's true background influenced his approach to firearms training throughout his career. What I learned from Lieutenant Commander Santos, Thompson would explain to junior personnel, is that exceptional weapons capabilities often come in unexpected forms, and that the most effective firearms training is often provided by those whose skills have been proven under actual operational conditions. This story was brought to you by Silent Salute. Before we leave you today, here's our question. Have you ever witnessed someone demonstrate extraordinary reflexes or specialized skills that far exceeded their apparent role or background? Have you encountered people whose muscle memory revealed training that remained hidden until critical moments demanded their expertise? Tell us in the comments about the moments when you realized someone possessed capabilities that exceeded your understanding of their background. And if you believe that true expertise reveals itself in instinctive responses, hit that subscribe button to support our channel. Every story reminds us that extraordinary capabilities often hide behind routine assignments, and that the people we notice least may be the ones with the most specialized expertise to share when critical moments demand expert response. We'll see you in the next story, where we'll discover another incredible tale of hidden mastery and unexpected skill revelation.